just a real quick video here about the resources you have available. I know obviously you guys are seniors. My dog is whining here. Hopefully he shuts his mouth while I make this video. You guys are seniors and you already had a semester of online learning behind you, at least, not including last year. But I still wanted to go over just to remind you guys a couple things and give you some pieces of information for my class specifically. So make sure you're filling in the document. You should have already done the self-assessment chunk of it. So now you're doing the resources part of that as well. So my Remind code, it is required for you to be on Remind. This is how I communicate immediately with you guys. If I'm having tech issues, if I say, hey, the Webex isn't opening, give me 5 minutes, or Webex isn't open, this is what you're doing today instead because Webex is down. You have to be on Remind. If you don't have a cell phone, you can actually use the Remind website. It's remind.com. You create an account, you put in the code the same way you would, and then you can go there for my messages. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me, and we'll talk about that. So here are the codes depending on your hours. So make sure you're using the right hour. So this is whole fin al or final, but it was actually financial algebra is what it was short for. So or 2 for second hour, or 4 for forward hour. What the? Fourth hour. Oh, back to the good old days when the attendance office would write forward hour instead of fourth hour. I don't know if any of you guys remember getting those passes and being like, what's forward hour? Boys, Josh, I'm making a video. Anywho, so what's User Mind for? So to let me know if you're having technology issues. So again, not only is it for me to communicate with you, this is the best way to get a hold of me right away. So if you're like, hey, the Webex isn't loading for me, my internet is down, then I can understand and communicate that to the attendance office. That's the best way to do that. A really good way is to take pictures of homework questions and send them off to me and be like, hey, can you explain to me what question this is? Or how to do this. I answer messages up until I go to bed, basically. So depending on the day, 8, sometimes 11 at night, sometimes later. So it's just kind of luck of the draw. There's no really harm in messaging me. If I'm not awake, I just won't answer it. So if you have any questions at all throughout the evening, I will try and answer as quickly as possible. Or any questions at all if you're just like, hey, do we have school tomorrow? Or what was the start time again tomorrow, or anything like that. Yeah, Remind is if you want an answer relatively quickly or need an answer relatively quickly, that's a great way to get a hold of me. So make sure, again, you have filled out those questions, those parts, pause the video as you need to on the resources chunk on your self-assessment document. Okay, so email. So here's my email. Obviously, it's my name. You guys know how this works. You will see occasionally Tracy.Dow. For whatever reason, that email is still on there. That's my maiden name, which I got married my first year teaching, and I have no idea why that email is still there because it's been 7 years now. So when should you email me? So this is for your parents to communicate. Your Remind is not for your parents. Remind is just for you. So if your parents need to get a hold of me, this is where they would email me. If you have questions that don't immediately need to be answered, like I don't want to bug her and I don't need this answered right now, so maybe I won't message her on Remind. But if you have just a general question or like for something for the future, hey, I'm going to be absent for a couple days, what do I need to do? That would be good for email. And again, if you don't have Remind, if you don't have a cell phone, I should say, if you have a cell phone, you have to get Remind. If you don't, you can email me, but I check Remind much more frequently. So if you want to get a hold of me right away, your best bet is Remind. If you don't need to get a hold of me right away, email's fine. Make sure, again, you're filling out this chunk in the resources document. So for Webex office hours, so Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday are the normal. Remember that on those days, normally, obviously today we started at 8, at 7:30 to 8:30 is the time that I'm available in the morning, and then afternoons from 2 to 2:30 p.m. I coach right now, which is why it's only until 2:30. Once basketball and pom season, I do pom, is over, I can have more available hours. And then Wednesdays, we know we start school at 8, so I only have from 7:30 until 8. The afternoons are going to vary. However, we have teacher meetings on Wednesdays. That's why it's a short day, so that we can have lunch and then we still have to work. You guys get to go take a nap. I have meetings. So just let me know if on a Wednesday you want to meet. Sometimes I have a meeting right away. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes the meeting's super short. So just let me know. With that in mind, again, in all cases, you need to contact me, reminder email, as I'm just not going to have my Webex just open because I don't want to sit there and twiddle my thumbs and wait for kids to pop in and be like, well, nobody came. What was that about? So you need to let me know, and I will be like, sweet, I'll open it up right away. Boom, ready to go. But unless somebody requests it, I'm not going to have it open. So please, again, just communicate with me. You're not bugging me. I need to get that into your head now because I've had students all the time be like, I don't want to bug you. It's my job, and I'm happy to do it. Yeah, answering questions is my favorite part of teaching. So that is again my office hours. Make sure you have filled out the chunk. Oh, I have more because you have to listen. So why should you come to my Webex office hours? Anyway, when you would like some one-on-one detailed help. Again, guys, you guys have already had a semester behind you. You know it's hard to get help. I can't just walk around to your desk and be like, whoa, you're doing something way wrong here. I can't see your work, or I can't see that you're doing nothing or not getting anything understanding. So if you want some one-on-one help, I will literally sit with you every day after school and work through your homework assignment. If you're like, I just want to crank it out, our homework assignments are not going to take very long. You will find that out very quickly. But if you would like some one-on-one help, I can walk you through it in any of these hours. As well as if you've been absent and need some help getting caught up. Major, 1 second. It's not a toy. This is not a toy. This is also my workout room, and he is chewing on an ab wheel. You have so many toys. This is not a toy. Anyways, look at the ball. Where's your ball? Go, get your ball. Oh my God. You're going to see them in a lot of my videos. Hopefully, I mean, not hopefully, but maybe if you already read my introduction, you've seen pictures of these. No, Major, leave it. Of my dogs. Going on. So if you've been absent and need help getting caught up, my goal is to create ed puzzle lessons for every lesson that I do in class. I'm kind of going back and forth on how I want to teach. So my goal is that I will have lessons posted video-wise. Wow, that was a really terrible sentence. If you've been absent, so you can always go back and just watch those videos. But if you just are like, hey, I was gone and the video wasn't enough help, then you can come in and get caught up that way. Okay, this is the tutoring website is the next thing here. So this is, I believe I have this posted in somewhere on Canvas. I'll need to make sure. But this is available for any course, not just my class. But when you should use tutoring, if I'm not available before after school for a Webex, if you go to this website, it shows you like the hours they're available. If I have a doctor's appointment or something, if I'm not available, then you can just go and somebody else can help you out. And this is peer tutoring, so it's actually NHS students that do this. Or if you'd like some help from someone with a different perspective. Sometimes what I'm saying is not making sense. And then your friend tells you like, hey, it's like this. And you're like, oh my gosh, that makes so much more sense. So if I'm just like not making any sense to you, and you want to hear it from somebody else, then you can go to the tutoring center and they can help you out. Some really smart kids there to help you. I'm going to remind you again here because we only have one more slide to make sure that you are filling out your resources page because you're going to turn that in for points. This will be your first points you're getting for my class. The last resource, your peers. What? Make friends in your classes. You guys are seniors. Luckily, I feel so bad for our little freshmen who haven't been able to be in person and make new friends because those connections are so key, as you well know, to surviving high school your freshman year. So hopefully you have a good friend network. I only have finance this semester. I have 3 classes. So it's possible if you're looking at the participants list and you're like, I don't know anybody in this class, you might know somebody in my other classes. It's very possible. So exchange contact info. If you're like, hey, can we work on homework together? Or do you want to study for the test or something like that? That is your key to success. especially for online learning. You can feel so disconnected from everybody. And so making those connections outside of class can really help. If you're falling behind, hopefully your friend will be like, hey, buddy, what's going on? You're failing and you got 10% and you want to graduate, right? That's coming up very soon. So definitely make friends, communicate, work together. You guys got to get through this last semester together. You're so close to the finish line. We don't want to trip and fall and never pass that line. So hopefully you have finished your self-assessment, all of the resources, information. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were good with that. And we will continue on from here.